So I'm joined now by members of the girls soccer team and their coach. We have Coach Kim Brinklow. We have captains Taylor Brinklow and Captain Maeve Glavin. Guys, thanks for joining us. So you got to play a 10-game season against 5 different opponents with the way the TVL decided to structure the travel for the season. So not ideal, but you did get to play. So Coach, I'm going to start with you. First season coaching. How do you approach the season with everything being the way that it is?
I think I really wanted the girls to come in with a positive attitude. It wasn't going to be the same. We knew it wasn't going to be the same, but we needed to do what we needed to do in order to play. And we looked at the modifications and tried to figure out the best way to accommodate those and give us an opportunity.
Now, for you two as seniors, you've been around for a while. Sort of what was your mindset going into it, and how do you feel like you have to approach it as the captains of the team?
Obviously we knew that it was going to be a different season, but we had to go into it with a positive attitude because, as captains and seniors, the team looks to us as a role model for what the season is going to be. So if we went in with a positive attitude, the rest would follow.
Yeah. Now, Coach, the record I'm sure wasn't what you guys were hoping for, but half of your losses were just by 1 goal. So sort of give us a recap of the season and how you evaluate the performance of your team.
I think our team was a dramatic difference. We went from being not competitive in pretty much any game to being in every single game. We were competitive. We didn't give up. We never lost the fight. We didn't get the results that we wanted, but we definitely played soccer this year, and it showed.
Now, Taylor, I'll direct this one to you. With games mainly being on weekends, what is it like during the week practice-wise, and how's it different from years past? How did you guys approach that?
We had 2 days off during the week, so I think on Mondays, especially after a weekend of games, it was very important to kind of get it back together and chill out for that day. And then also the 3 days that we did have practice, it was very important to focus and get what we needed to get done.
So now as players, only 10 games in the season, do you kind of feel that squeeze a little bit? Like, man, we only have 10 games to kind of prove ourselves out there?
At first you didn't feel it, but then after 2 weekends, you're like, wow, we're almost halfway done. And, then we were kind of like, okay, our season's almost over, our high school career's almost over.
So, as players, there's always some positives that we can take away from the season, regardless of whether we're in a pandemic or what our record is. So what did each of you enjoy most about this particular season and this group of girls that you were playing with?
This group, for the seniors especially, we've all been playing with each other growing up, so that was kind of special that most of us stuck with it. Personally, my mom was the coach for my senior year, so that kind of added an extra special touch. But I think the team this year was really fun, especially because there was a lot of freshmen, so watching them grow even in the 10 games that we had, it's going to be cool to see what they do over the next 4 years.
I think the best part for me was to see how much we've grown as a team in 1 season and how we adapted to the changes. And I think that I'm excited to watch the future of this team, particularly. They're going to be a good team.
And Coach, I'm going to turn it back to you just for a minute to talk to us a little bit about your captains, of course, one of which is your daughter,
Yes.
and sort of how they really led this team through a difficult season.
Yeah, so when I went for the job, the first person I talked to obviously was Taylor because I wanted to get her approval on it first, and she was all for it, so that was great. I think these 2 captains and the seniors in general, it's very hard to keep an upbeat, positive attitude when you're losing games, and that kind of self-destructs, and then you go down a hole you don't want to be in. And these 2 girls in particular, I felt, kept it positive, kept it going. At halftime, they were the ones that were speaking to the girls if we were down goals. They led by example, all 6 of the seniors led by examples at practice. They were still working hard. They were still going for it. They were encouraging, and I think that that's the biggest gain that we had this year besides being more competitive. I thought that's what helped us be more competitive in a game. We didn't give up on each other. We kept it positive. Someone didn't make a play. It was okay. They talked it through it. So just their leadership and not letting us get in a spot where we didn't want to be mentally.
That's awesome. So now looking far ahead, hopefully post-pandemic into next year when you guys will be heading off to college or wherever you're going to be. Any plans on playing soccer or any other sports in college?
I would like to play soccer, whether it's club on the varsity team, and I'd also like to play hockey. I see soccer more realistic, but both would be fun.
How about you,
My
Taylor?
mom's not gonna like this answer very much, but I'm probably gonna play basketball somewhere, D3 or club, like she said, just to play, you know.
We love that because we always like to have our athletes come back. We do a lot of college interviews on this show, so you guys will come back at some point and tell us how your college seasons are going. So thank you very much for coming in and talking about the season. We really appreciate it. Difficult season for everyone, just with the world the way it is, but awesome that you guys did get to have one. So best of luck, and we will be right back after this.